Most people have no idea why they are addicted to internet pornography. They just leap out for the easiest possible explanation and are satisfied with it. Today we will analyze what rationalizations people typically use, and I want to do that with the use of an onion metaphor. An onion has several layers, just like nofap excuses also have several layers. And the first thing that comes to mind, and the first thing people typically use to rationalize their behavior, is that it is normal, that everyone does it, and that it's supposedly healthy. While that might be true that masturbation can be a stress reliever in the short run, and has been for some time maybe, it is not really true for high-speed internet pornography with the variety we have available today. That kind of variety is not normal, our evolutionary programming did not prepare us for it, and it causes all kinds of trouble for especially young people that sometimes engage in such things from, ages way below their teens, which is not fun anymore. The next thing people use is that it just feels good, which is obviously right. All kinds of instant gratification feel good. Drugs feel good. All kinds of things that lead to trouble in the future feel good. Eating energy-dense food feels very good, but that doesn't mean it is good for you. And the same is also true for high-speed internet pornography. It can cause a lot of harm, and it might feel good, but that doesn't mean that it is good. Feelings don't have to be good if they feel good. The next layer is that people are usually very bored. They are sitting in front of their PCs all day, or at least that's not uncommon nowadays, especially with the quarantine, and they are bored. And they want some gratification and can't get it elsewhere, so they opt in for some internet pornography. Well, it might be reasonable seeming for most people to do so, but that doesn't mean it is an intelligent choice. And they are bored for a reason. Well, they have nothing better to do. The next layer is that they made it a habit, and they just do it because they have always been doing it, which is technically true, but that doesn't mean it is a good idea. People should still make an effort to stop their negative behavior, as it really can cause a lot of trouble in the long run. And the next layer is that people use it as a stress relief, and this is especially difficult and tricky. Once you start doing some form of instant gratification to cope with bad emotions like stress, it can very easily become addictive, and you should watch out for your own behavior and observe very closely what you do and why you do it. Chances are that you move yourself into the area of addiction unknowingly, and that is a very bad idea. And that is not just true for porn, it is true for all kinds of instant gratification that are used as a replacement for real long-term gratifying habits. The next level of the layer is an important insight. People realize that they are in fact addicted and that it is not just a habit. All kinds of things can be addicted. There is no clear cutoff point between a habit and an addiction. The only real distinction people can make is in the term of outcome. If your behavior you are addicted to, or that is a habit, causes problems, then it is regarded as an addiction in the eyes of society. When it causes no trouble, then it is just a habit, or a bad habit, or things like that. The next layer of the onion is that it is a gratification replacement. When you lack gratification or basic satisfaction of drives in other areas of your life, for example, because you have no social interactions, no positive social interactions, no exercise, no healthy nutrition, or no other things like that, then you might have a problem and want to replace the gratification that comes from those things with something else. And that might open the door for a vast array of problems. Those things can really fast spiral out of control and become an addiction. And the very last layer of this onion is that engagement in internet pornography, or PMO, masks unhappiness. Unhappiness is a very core problem for many people out there, and they try all kinds of things to cope with the bad feelings that result from unhappiness. The problem is that, porn fixes the symptoms of unhappiness for a very short period of time, but does nothing when it comes to fixing the causes. It's even worse. It adds more causes for unhappiness, as it requires you to spend a lot of time with porn and a lot less time with other positive long-term habits. Okay, let us now come to a short overview. Those here are the different layers of rationalizations. First, people start with easy things like it feels normal, it feels good, they are bored, it is just a habit or a stress relief. But then they realize that they are in fact addicted, that they use it as a replacement for gratification, and that they often use it to mask unhappiness. Okay, but let us now come to the most important points. An addiction to porn or any kind of instant gratification related, addiction isn't something that just happened. Such things have causes and conditions like everything else in the universe. And the human mind is incredibly good at rationalizing what it does anyway. It always tells you stories to continue doing what you do anyway, since that means you have to spend little energy to change your behavior. And that is very much in line with our energy conservation drive. And people tell themselves and others simple stories why they think they consume porn or other drugs. In reality, there's almost always some form of missing gratification or happiness that is the very core of the problem why people seek out instant gratification. Happy people or content people have no reason to search for instant gratification habits. It's really as simple as that. When you are happy, you don't seek an additional happiness or a substance that brings you even more happiness. Only people that feel that something is missing look out for such things. And it's important to be honest with yourself. Groups like Alcoholics Anonymous have the acceptance of their addiction as a very important first step for a reason. And it is true for any addiction. Delusion is a hindrance. If you tell yourself you are doing fine, you won't work to stop your, detrimental behavior. Okay, and that is pretty much it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave me a thumbs up so I know that I should produce more of this style of content. Maybe even subscribe to the channel or hit the bell icon if you want to be informed of new videos every time. Okay, and in addition to that, if you feel like I missed something or misrepresented something, feel free to let me know in the comment section so that other people can benefit from your wisdom. But until then, I wish you a pleasant day and goodbye.